should help
It's the
you.
bonus money. It is.
I think it's missing $100 though.
Sometimes they stick together.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a simple mistake.
Yeah.
Check mine.
So now we got to do a whodunit. And I knew I would get content out of this. One of you sleazeballs actually took more than y'all was supposed to take from Corey. We'll uncover it later on the BTS. I'm putting it out too.
Bust your head, boy.
Done it, boy.
Somebody did a lot more.
Corey's gonna press
Yeah,
it.
somebody went in there and took it. Somebody, you know what I mean?
Everybody pull out their bread. Oh shit, it's me.
I can't believe y'all stole each other's bonus money.
No, we didn't steal nobody's
It's
bonus
not
money.
stole
gonna
Corey's
be
bonus
Right, I was about to say, not each other.
Not each other.
We didn't steal each other's.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad karma. That's gonna be bad karma for y'all in 2026.
Hey, pass 25 down and take 25. And of course, you began with Erickson, shout out, and you always want to applaud and praise the people in the back behind the scenes because they're what put everything together. I'm not disagreeing with that, I'm not negating that, but the fact that you made a public show of this, Erickson, come get your 2,500, not a sound. Parks, get your 2,500, and Parks kept quiet while holding it up to the light. I'll get back to that though. Ice, take your 2,500-ish, so on and so forth. Of course, Mark, jokingly, took more than he was supposed to because he said that he was taking Mona's bonus. Yeah, that's stuff, that's funny, and it was. But Flip took his bread and put the envelope on the table, then called it out. Hey, some money's missing, dog. I think you're missing 100. I'm just gonna be honest. Joe was pissed. As soon as Flip said that, he was pissed. They start counting money again. Of course, Mark has an extra 100, and Parks knew, because it wasn't flipped, he had to get his out early. This money sticks together, so let's not point any fingers. Okay, so turn to find out, or come to find out, Mark has the 100, the extra 100. He gives it to them. He tries to move on. Joe kept bringing it up, though. I can't believe you tried to steal extra money. And every time he said that, Mark tried to pivot and get on to the next topic, because it was him. I don't want any other focus on me. But when Joe was saying all this, it reminded me of what just happened not even a month ago during Thanksgiving, when he asked everyone in the room if they prayed, and they said no. And then when he asked the next time they saw each other if they would choose $1 trillion or a 10-minute meeting with God, they chose the money. This is the same frustration that he showed when that happened, and he kept bringing that up for weeks. This is worse, though. It's one thing when they make the bets on air, and they don't want to pay each other back. A bet is a bet, like we're friends. I don't really mean this. My life and income, I'm not dependent upon this $500 to $1,200 that they are betting. But for you to take $100 on camera in front of everybody, it's not like if Mark or I'm sorry. It's not like if Flip didn't bring that up, anything would have been said. They would have all just gone on their merry way. They would have all just gone on their merry way. I'm not trying to point fingers, but goddamn, a spade is a spade. Can we say a spade is a spade? And then we're over here pointing fingers at Flip? And I'm going to get to him because what he was doing was ridiculous. We're over here pointing fingers at Flip for asking for his bonus? But what was Mark doing? He is just happy though, right? When he was talking about the rolls? Rolex was just a bonus in general on top of the bonus. You see what he thinks of us. When Flip said, how much have you spent on a present? What's the most you spent on the president outside of family? And Mark said, I think you just found out, even though in the past they've gotten bigger bonuses than this. And then when Philip was talking about it, I tried to give you the money back for my taxes. Mark was throwing shots in that direction too. Hey, you're the one that took the bread though. You took it, not me. But let's get back to Flip. Because Flip, what you're doing is disgusting, dog. It is. It is. If I'm going to call the spade with Mark, I have to call the spade with you, too. You freely get on here saying I get paid to do less than y'all. My pay hasn't changed. I'm still receiving the same amount that I was receiving when I was on here every day. And now I'm showing up half the time, and my pay hasn't changed. Yet you're still the main one whining, begging for a bonus. I'm not saying none of y'all deserve a bonus. That will never come out of my mouth. Get your bread. But you can't be living the way you're living on the JVP and then be the first one to talk about a bonus. It doesn't work like that. It shouldn't work like that. Joe. This, sadly, to me, from the outside looking in, looks like the carrot on a stick, dangling it right in front of my face. There's no way in hell they're going to openly pass me a bonus in front of no cameras. Nope. If you could just tell them over the airwaves that you gave us a bonus and let them think and opine as to what and how much it was, get counting out of an envelope and pass money around looking like the campfire, and Joe's just the leader of said campfire, unless you're going to take money out of the envelope too. Then you're over here talking about this being the best year, one of the best years, since this iteration has been formed. And this is what you give us? You over here getting ads? You over here on the New York Times? You over here had the most media push of your entire career, and that's including as a rapper. And you were a part of Slaughterhouse underneath Eminem, and this is still the most marketing push you've ever gotten in your career, and this is how you view us? This whole episode, at least that part of it, was nasty to me. So yeah, you were gonna get stuff, but you are gonna get my real feelings out of this. Everybody outside of Ice and Ish has displayed why he doesn't want y'all to be on the rise with him. But Flip, even though everything I just said was speculative and kidding, what I'm about to say right now is super serious. You are going to have to cut this out, sir, if you want to continue to be on the JVP. This part right here, Joe's not going to continue to let it slide. He squared up with your ass when you tapped his pockets. That was a real square up. He had to check himself like, wait. Don't do that ever again. I'm not playing with you. Do not touch my pockets. Stop all this asking before there's nothing for you to beg for, nigga. And I'll end it off on this because I thought this was very, very telling. Mark talks about how he'll take Mona's bonus and Mona's bonus was accounted for. But what I find very funny is the fact that he did this on an episode that Mona wasn't in attendance on. Of course, this is the last episode of the year, I would think, because they're not going to show up on Friday, rightfully so. Everybody deserves a holiday break, but it's very telling that they did it on an episode that Mona wasn't in attendance for, considering the push that she's received, given how well received she is by the majority of the audience. And of course, I believe him when he says she's accounted for, but in what way? I don't know. This is speculation on my end. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It's just a theory. I'm just trying to get a conversation started. But I don't know, man. I feel different when it comes to this money. You don't play with the money, because Ice was talking about you having to look like a stripper, pouring the money, making it rain over us like a stripper. I'd backhand him if he ever did that to me. I would literally, on instinct, smack you. But change when that money gets involved, dog? That's nuts. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know how we rockin'.